works at the adult ed program.
Sounds like a city manager problem to me.
It is. It is.
It's gonna be a long, hard winter without power.
There you go.
I don't even have a road in front of my office, so.
2 minutes.
30 seconds.
The audacity.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they thought, they
You would
called.
think somebody, don't you know anybody with any
First they
pull?
came over and told my office that the
Well, they're
water
on the
was gonna be
bubble
shut
for
off,
the
you know,
playoff,
for all
so,
day.
out-
So they
after
let all the
tonight,
agents
we'll
know.
know.
They didn't
I've seen
supply the water.
I've seen them matched up
And then
against
Chris and Ron were like,
Texas,
no,
I
actually,
mean,
the water
Colorado
meters in
in
New
a
Street
few
are
bowl
fine.
games.
So then I had to.
I don't
say,
care.
I said,
I don't care.
guys, we
So
can have
deflated
coffee.
after
We've got water.
all I wanted
They had to call, let the agent, everybody know that, yeah, actually, no, we're fine.
Fuck, Tennessee may play Ohio.
Good evening, and welcome to the Kingsport Board of Mayor and Aldermen's December 3rd business meeting. And we're in the Montgomery-Waterson boardroom. I'm going to call this meeting to order. First order of business, we'll have a pledge by New Vision Youth, followed by invocation by Pastor Randy Fry from First Broad Street United Methodist. Let's all stand. Let us pray.
Eternal God, we pause to give thanks for this day and for this season of the year where hope and love and joy abound. We give thanks for this board of mayor and aldermen and their leadership team. We thank you for the path of service that they have assumed on behalf of all the residents of Kingsport. So give them wisdom, strength, courage, and compassion as they make decisions affecting our community. May they do what is right and just, and may they always seek the common good. And in their efforts, may your name be honored. For it's in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you for seated. Thank you, New Vision Youth, Miss Johnny May, as well as Pastor Fry. Thank you for coming tonight. Madam Recorder, please call the roll.
Mayor Montgomery,
Here?
Vice Mayor Duncan,
Here.
Alderman Baker,
Here.
Alderman Cooper,
Here.
Alderman George,
Here.
Alderman Mays,
Here.
Alderman Phillips.
Here.
Very good. All 7 board members are present tonight. Mr. City Manager.
All right, we have no recognitions or presentations on the agenda tonight, so we'll move into the citizen comment.
Okay, at this point in time, we have set aside for our citizens to comment on any item that's on the agenda or any issue-oriented item that may be on your mind. When you come to the podium, we ask that you state your name and your address and also write that down on the log that's there. We have allowed 5 minutes for your comments, and please, we ask that you make it non-personal in nature. Seeing no one moving, I'll declare this part closed. Mr. City Manager.
All right, we'll move on to the approval of minutes. First is the work session from November 18th, 2024, and the business meeting from November 19th, 2024. We ask that you approve these minutes as submitted, please.
I'm sure you have read the minutes by now, and I will entertain a motion for approval.
So move.
Motion moved by Alderman Mays. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Baker. Any questions, items to the minutes? If not, all in favor of the minutes be approved, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Minutes are passed, 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
All right, move on to the first item of business. That is consideration of a budget ordinance for various funds in fiscal '25. As you can see in the executive summary, dollars are being received in terms of a donation for the fire department. In fact, you'll have additional items for approval on that as we move through the agenda. Setting aside money through CDBG for our ESG grant. Additionally, within the public works groups, various landscaping, either already underway or to be bid out in the coming months. And then additionally, some general park improvements, as you can see in the last paragraph. This is a budget ordinance coming to you on first reading. We'd ask that you approve the budget ordinance, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to amend various fund budgets for the year ending June 30, 2025, and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
You've heard the reading of the ordinance. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman George. Any questions, comments, discussion? If not, all in favor of the ordinance, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Ordinance passed 7-0. City Manager.
Next, you have several items coming to you on second and final reading. The first is consideration of an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 5, Division 4 of the Public Art Committee. We'd ask that you approve this on second and final reading, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to amend the Code of Ordinances, City of Kingsport, Tennessee, Chapter 2, Article 5, Division 4, relating to the Public Arts Committee, and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
You've heard the reading of the ordinance. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman Cooper. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Duncan. Any discussion?
Chris, I've got a question about this. I think I know the answer, but the number 2, added responsibilities for advising on the operations of the carousel and carousel gift shop funds, equivalent to the Bays Mountain Park Commission structure. We're putting this in line with the article that came out in the paper today about Bays Mountain and the comptroller's report. This helps protect against that happening again. Am I right with as far as the carousel goes, the gift funds, we're safeguarding, making sure funds are.
I don't think it has anything to do with what was in the article in the paper, but it is aligning that structure with realignment that was done as part of what we did at Bays Mountain.
I didn't ask that appropriately. What we changed at Bays Mountain, this puts in line with it.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Madam Recorder, please take the roll.
Alderman Baker,
Aye.
Alderman Cooper,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Duncan,
Aye.
Alderman George,
Aye.
Alderman Mays,
Aye.
Alderman Phillips,
Aye.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye. Ordinance passed 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a budget ordinance for various funds in fiscal '25. This comes to you on second and final reading. We'd ask that you approve the budget ordinance, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to amend various fund budgets for the year ending June 30, 2025, and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the ordinance. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman George. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Cooper. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Recorder, please take the roll.
Alderman Baker,
Aye.
Alderman Cooper,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Duncan,
Aye.
Alderman George,
Aye.
Alderman Mays,
Aye.
Alderman Phillips,
Aye.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye. The ordinance passed 7-0. Next item.
Next item is consideration of an ordinance to reallocate ARPA funding between projects. This is also coming to you on second and final reading. We ask that you approve the ordinance, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to amend the General Project Special Revenue Fund budget and the General Project Fund budget by reallocating American Rescue Plan Act funds between projects for the year ending June 30, 2025, and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the ordinance. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Mays. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Recorder, please take the roll.
Alderman Baker,
Aye.
Alderman Cooper,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Duncan,
Aye.
Alderman George,
Aye.
Alderman Mays,
Aye.
Alderman Phillips,
Aye.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye. Ordinance passes 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of an ordinance to amend the fiscal '25 General Purpose School Fund budget. This comes to us from the Board of Education on second and final reading. We'd ask that you approve the ordinance, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to amend the general purpose school fund budget for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2025, and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
You've heard a reading of the ordinance. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval, Alderman Baker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Phillips. Any discussion? Okay. Madam Recorder, please take a roll.
Alderman Baker.
Aye.
Alderman Cooper.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Duncan.
Aye.
Alderman George.
Aye.
Alderman Mays.
Aye.
Alderman Phillips.
Aye.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye. Ordinance passed 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of an ordinance to amend fiscal 25 general purpose school fund budget. This also comes to us from the Board of Education. We'd ask that you approve this on second and final reading, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2025 school special projects fund budget and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
Okay, you've heard a reading of the ordinance. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Mays. Any discussion? Madam Recorder, please take the roll.
Alderman Baker.
Aye.
Alderman Cooper.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Duncan.
Aye.
Alderman George.
Aye.
Alderman Mays.
Aye.
Alderman Phillips.
Aye.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye. Ordinance passed 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute all documents necessary for school nutrition services, Link Connect Services Agreement. Again, this is an item that comes to us from the Board of Education. This is in result of a change that they have had within their school nutrition program. They need to move forward with this new software for payment for the students. There's no cost to the district for this change, and they ask that we move forward with approval of this resolution, please.
You've heard a reading of the ordinance. I have Mr. City Manager, excuse me, Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution
I'll get it right
authorizing
in a
the
minute.
mayor to execute the Link Connect Services Agreement and any all documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of this resolution.
You've heard a reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman Baker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Cooper. Any discussion? Having none, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Resolution passes 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution to authorize the mayor to sign all documents necessary to apply and receive the Assistance to Firefighters grant through the Federal Emergency Management Administration. This is a grant that we have applied for in the past and have been successful. The request this time is for 80 portable radios that will replace our existing radios and all of our fire service apparatus. These radios have a shelf life probably 7 to 8 years. Currently, I think we're on about year 10. So whether we get the grant or not, this is going to be an item that we will need to address in the upcoming budget. The recommendation is to move forward with the approval of the resolution authorizing us to go after this grant.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute all documents necessary and proper to apply for and receive an Assistance to Firefighters grant from the Federal Emergency Management Administration for the Kingsport Fire Department.
You've heard a reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman Baker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Cooper. Any discussion?
Mayor, I understand that this will allow our department to talk to other departments in the region on the radio. Is that true?
I will defer to Chief.
Yeah, currently what we run into is through the state's TACN system, radio. If we need to speak to Johnson City, we have to both go on to a state mutual aid. This will allow us direct contact with Johnson City. A good example of that is anything that happens Eastern Star, Gray. Right now, we're having to go through a lot of hoops to be able just to talk to them on the radio. So this technology allows the upgrade for all that to be taken care of.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to say too, I mean, this is a pretty sizable grant of $544,000 if we get it, so,
Yeah.
with a 10% match, so, I mean, we appreciate you going after these.
Absolutely.
grants like that. So,
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Resolution passes 7-0. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution to approve Tennessee Department of Health, Healthy Built Environment, amended grant contract and to authorize the mayor to execute all documents. We are seeking an amendment to the grant based upon the language that was initially agreed to by both parties. This is primarily due to supply chain delays on the equipment and the time period in which it was delivered versus the time period that we will be able to get it in the ground or got it in the ground. You can see the pictures in the packet. This is the park over in Riverview. Very nice equipment, very appreciative of the opportunity and grateful for the willingness to do the amendment. It requires your approval to execute, and so we'd ask that you approve the resolution authorizing this.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution approving an amendment to the grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Health for the Healthy Built Environment Grant, authorizing the mayor to execute the amendment and all the documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of the amendment.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second? Second. Second by
I just assured myself, did I?
Alderman Cooper. Alderman Cooper. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Resolution passes 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute all documents necessary to apply for and accept a safety training grant from the Tennessee Department of Transportation. This is a safety training grant for our transit system. This will be for all aspects of our operations. The total amount is $12,000. It's 100% funded through TDOT, so no local match. We'd ask that you approve the resolution authorizing us to proceed with this grant.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute all documents necessary and proper to apply for and receive a State of Tennessee Department of Transportation Safety Training Grant for the Kingsport Area Transit Service.
You've heard the reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman George. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Phillips. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Resolution passes 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution amending an economic development contribution to the Industrial Development Board of Kingsport and authorizing one or more agreements pertaining to the same. This has to do with the land that we purchased beginning back in 2013 from General Shell. The Economic Development Board purchased a large section. City of Kingsport also purchased a section, which is now where the Scott Adams Skate Park is. This has been restructured numerous times, most recently, though, as a result of action taken today by the Economic Development Board, where they voted to move forward with a proposal submitted by First Horizon. You see the terms there, 72 months at a fixed rate of 4.09%, which is an outstanding rate. This is for the amount of $2.6 million. As the project with Brickyard Park continues to be bought down in phases by the development group, this will align over the next 7 years with the anticipated buy down of those phases. We anticipate some phases could be multi-purchased, so we have put this in place to work with that. As you know, that is a project that has broken ground. We anticipate them going vertical shortly after the first of the year. We're already in conversations with them regarding future phases. As I mentioned, KDB voted unanimously today to move forward with this. Your purpose tonight is to do what you have done many times in the past, which is, if necessary, at certain points to be able to provide a contribution to them as it pertains to this loan. For that, Mayor, we ask that you approve the resolution, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution approving the third amendment to the Economic Development Contribution Agreement with the Industrial Development Board of the City of Kingsport, Tennessee, authorizing the mayor to execute the amendment and all of the documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of the amendment.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the resolution. I have a motion for approval.
So moved.
Approval. Motion made by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman George. Any discussion on this resolution?
So this won't be used unless necessary, it's just out there as a safety.
Yeah. Anytime the Economic Development Board borrows money for any kind of economic development project, there is a requirement that we, as the governing board for them, put something in place on an as-needed basis, and that's what this is.
Chris, the way the project is moving, though, there's no anticipation we're going to have to do this.
We hope not.
Yeah,
We hope
yeah.
not.
All indications show that we probably will not.
Be anxious to get some housing going.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Resolution passes 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution to authorize the mayor to renew an interlocal agreement with Sullivan County to allow a lease agreement for use of space at 225 West Center Street by Create Appalachia. You actually have two items on your agenda tonight that are very similar to items that we approved a few years ago. When we vacated 225 West Center Street, the old city hall, that freed up space throughout that building. Create Appalachia has used that space for the last couple of years. The action that is here tonight is a two-step process. First, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen needs to approve this, and then it needs to be sent to our partner with the property, which is Sullivan County. They will need to take action on it as well. We have another item coming up, which is a renewal of that lease. This, however, needs to go first, and then county will approve, and then our lease will be contingent upon the county. So Mayor would ask that you approve the resolution authorizing this renewal of the interlocal agreement.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution renewing the interlocal agreement with Sullivan County to allow renewal of a lease agreement for the use of space at 225 West Center Street by Create Appalachia, and authorizing the mayor to execute all documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of this agreement.
You've heard the reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Baker. Any discussion?
I'll be abstaining from this one and the next one.
Okay. No other discussion? All in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Resolution passes 6-0-1. One abstention. Mr. City Manager.
All right, your next item is consideration of a resolution to renew a lease agreement with Create Appalachia and to allow the mayor to sign all documents necessary and proper as they pertain to the lease. Again, as I stated, this is a renewal of an existing lease that we have. You see the last paragraph there. It's for 12 months with an opportunity to review for another 12 following that. As you know, we have kind of agreed upon as a board that as we move closer with the Justice Center project, getting it completed, we're going to revisit kind of what our plans are for the former City Hall building. Until now, Create Appalachia has and I hope will continue to be a good tenant for us and for our downtown. I have recently noticed that they have moved all of their operations out of Johnson City into the Kingsport location and continue to make some pretty significant investments and for a very unique service that they're able to provide for many entrepreneurs in many unique areas. So honored to be able to do this and would ask that you approve the resolution establishing the lease.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution approving renewal of a lease agreement with Create Appalachia for the use of space at 225 West Center Street, and authorize the mayor to execute the agreement and all of the documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of this resolution.
You've heard the reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman Baker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman George. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. And one, any abstention?
One, yeah.
One. Okay. Okay, the resolution passes 6-0-1. Next item, Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution to execute an agreement with Kimley Horn and Associates Inc. for the creation of the Kingsport Comprehensive Plan and Land Use Map. This is a study that cities are required to have put in place every 20 years. This is an evaluation of our current as well as future land use needs from a zoning standpoint. Kimley Horn, which is obviously a firm we're very familiar with and have used them throughout many projects over the years, responded to the request for qualifications that was published, and we sat down, scored those. They came out as the top. We'll be looking at a variety of things as we go through this plan. We'll also be consolidating existing plans that have been done, so we kind of have one living document to work from. This will take some time. It'll be heavily involved by our planning department, our development office, as well as the planning commission, and then also the citizens of Kingsport as we gain this input. We'll be bringing this back to you at a later date, but as we have discussed, moving through our own strategic planning process, the comp plan, as well as the capital budget and other items are very critical documents for us, guiding documents in many ways in how they determine a lot of the growth that will take place, as well as where investments will be made. With that, we'd ask that you approve the resolution allowing us to move forward with the contract with Kimley Horn for this service.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution approving an agreement with Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated for the creation of the Kingsport Comprehensive Plan and Land Use Map, and authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement and all the documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of the agreement.
You've heard the reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Phillips. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Resolution passes 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a purchase order for Syntejec's safety platform and crisis alert system from Central Technologies for Kingsport City Schools. At our last meeting, we talked about this as the school board recommended a budget adjustment be made in order to appropriate the funding for this. As you see, the total cost of the system is over $700,000 and it'll cover 14 sites. This is an item that comes to us from the Board of Education asking us to approve so that it can authorize the purchase. And with that, I'd ask that you approve the resolution authorizing the purchase, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a purchase order to Central Technologies for a 14-site Syntejec's safety platform and crisis alert system for Kingsport City Schools, and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of this resolution.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So move.
Motion for approval by Alderman Baker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Cooper. Any discussion?
Do we have an anticipated timeline of when it may be rolled out? Has the school system said that yet?
They have not notified me of that.
Okay.
So I do not know. I'm sorry.
Any other discussion?
Thought I read in the paper it would be a while before it is actually rolled out, though.
Will it go to the police department? How would, I mean, if the, because it did like they wear something and they can summons help. I wonder who it'll.
Yeah, so it'll be set up to where they will be able to have the ability our police department will be able to interface with this. I think it was stated by Alderman Baker at the last meeting. In Georgia, they were able to push the button on their lanyard that allowed the police department to be able to determine exactly where in the building there was an issue. They were able to go to that. So as this rolls out, I know Jim Nash, who interfaces quite a bit with our police department, especially with our SRO program, they will be coordinating this, and we'll try to get a better idea as to what the anticipated timeline is for this getting installed.
I think it's sad in our day and time we have to have equipment like this, but I am thankful that we're looking at doing this. I think this is a great use of funds.
Any other comment, discussion? Okay, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Resolution is approved, 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
All right, we move into the consent agenda. You have 3 items on the agenda. I will read through those. If you'd like any one of these pulled off for additional discussion, please let me know. First item is consideration of an approval of offer for right-of-ways and easements for the Reedy Creek Trunk Line Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project, Lovedale to Clinchfield. Second item is consideration of resolution to accept a donation from the Encounter. Third item is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign a survey and appraisal permission form for Appalachian Power Company. Mayor?
Thank you. We have consent items in front of us. May I have a motion for approval?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you. There's a motion approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, one by Alderman Mays. Any discussion?
The Encounter, the second item, that is the business, the Encounter, correct?
Yes.
Thankful that they're doing that for the fire department.
Yes. Any other discussion? Madam Recorder, please call the roll.
Alderman Baker,
Aye to all items.
Alderman Cooper,
Aye to all.
Vice Mayor Duncan,
Aye to all.
Alderman George,
Aye to all.
Alderman Phillips,
Aye to all.
Alderman Mays,
Aye to all.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye to all. The consent agenda items are approved, 7-0. Mr. City Manager.
Move into communications. Mayor, I'll turn the meeting over to you. I have nothing to report.
Okay, well, first we'll go down the row here. Alderman Baker, excuse me,
I understand.
thank you.
I made that eye connection.
I'll take that as a
Alderman Mays, I'm looking
compliment,
right at you.
Alderman Mays.
Alderman Mays.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to express my gratitude to the city and all they've done downtown and the decorations. I think the town looks fabulous. I see a lot of traffic, people perusing the streets, enjoying the lights, and so maybe not so much tonight, but with the cold weather, but really grateful for the city staff, all the hard work they've done, helping our city looks great. Thank you.
Okay. Alderman Cooper.
I will say the same thing. I said it's so exciting that you plan something and you see it start to light up. It's very festive in our downtown. Be sure to check out Christmas in Kingsport because starting, well, really Thursday, because they have in the Shop and Hop on Thursday, this month of December, and then on Thursdays the carousel rides, the Twilight Carousel rides, and then on Saturday we have parade and all the tree lighting on Church Circle. Breakfast with the Grinch at Lamplight is Saturday during the day. There's so if you check the website, there's something to do 2 or 3 times a week and most of the activities this year, because of the construction on Main Street, will be held in Glen Bruce Park. So and a lot of James and I were just talking before the meeting. A lot of our Christmas decorations have been moved around this year just to accommodate the construction on Main Street. So you can get out and look around because some of it's on site. Some of the our big items like the Santa sleigh are on side streets. So good time to walk around our city and look at all the pretty Christmas decorations. And I assume, and I should have asked for this, the section right there at Centennial will be closed. I mean, it's going to stay like it is now through this holiday, right? Because you can get to the Centennial Park to look at the lights from the other end coming.
I'm losing my voice, so I'm just going to remind everybody that Betsy mentioned the parade, and right following that will be the Christmas tree lighting. And we should have a lot of great things going on downtown. And that's it, because I have no voice.
Okay. Alderman Baker.
I want to say thanks to Chris and the staff for the presentation yesterday on the infrastructure. I know citizens, they don't see all that. You know, it's just when the water cuts on, where water cuts on, and when it don't cut on, we know there's an issue. But to hear Nikki Inser go through and talk about the redundancy that's been added, and, you know, the water fee increases and sewer increases have gone for infrastructure improvements. And I think that's something citizens probably don't fully grasp, but it's really good that we're focusing on infrastructure, knowing the condition that many cities can get in. I'm just thankful that our staff are proactive with that.
Phillips.
Not much, just, echo everything Betsy said. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Downtown looks great. I think our city looks better than it ever looks every year at Christmas. So there's new lights to check out, so, definitely do that. And just, a lot of events going on, as Betsy said. So I'm looking forward to the season, and, that's pretty much it.
Vice Mayor.
Just a couple of items. One item, a little bit on a sad note, one of our Kingsport police officers had a very serious accident on November 24th. Scott Reed lost his left arm in that farming accident. So I'm sure that he and his family is really going through a lot of difficulties right now, not only this time of year just for that tragic event that happened. There is a GoFundMe page, and so if you'd like to donate to Scott, you can just put in Scott Reed. It takes you right to the GoFundMe page. I'm sure you'll be appreciated, and he'll certainly got a long road ahead. Scott's a 20-year veteran, I believe, Chief of Air Force, and he was a officer before he come to Kingsport as well. So he was one of our resource officers, or he is, at Kennedy. So we appreciate everything he has done, and so we'll give prayers out to his family, and so we certainly hope that this tragic will lead to people donating to his GoFundMe page. So a little bit brighter note to kind of compound on what Betsy and what James has said here. Santa will be down here on the porch this year. You know, it's kind of right outside from City Hall, just right down here. Below us here. So that's 3 to 5 prior to the parade. So, that's it, done.
Is it going to be a good Santa this year?
I'd say Santa will be a good Santa. He's got 2 lists, though, so what do you fall into?
Not in nice.
Mayor, I've got one more question. I know we've got the strategic plan framework QR code. Are we going to work to publish that with the media, or try to get the media to publish that so citizens can provide input?
Yeah, that's all going out this week.
Great. Good deal. Thanks.
Okay, let me add my comments. Thankful to Jason Moore yesterday. I think he gave some good information and indicating that we're on the right track as far as our elections are concerned, and we're saving a lot of money as we are moving forward on that. This week, in fact, last night, I believe, was the first night Grace House opened, and they had 7 males and 2 females spend the night. So it's open now. The long-awaited time for it to be open is open, and they're taking in guests. So spread the word. With that, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Tennessee did not get a home playoff game.
Are you kidding me?
They go